I think I think this next year is going to be the year of like, you're in it or you're out. You're going to be left
100%.
out with all of the artificial intelligence and everything that comes with that. One of the things that I'm like, I just have to stay ahead of the game. I noticed we went on this trip and my husband, I realized, you know, we're both working in our own offices, doing our own thing throughout the weekend. I didn't realize, he's going to kill me for saying this, how non-educated he is on AI.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. I was like, what's going on right now? And he gives me such a hard time because I'm like always taking a class or going to the next AI, you know, to see what they say. How can I get a nugget here, a nugget there to grasp it the best way I can, because it's here to stay. And I was like, you need to put that on your list. That's the 2026 thing for you. Like, if your industry, he's a financial advisor, there's got to be classes that your industry is teaching for you to get ahead of the game, because I will leave you behind.
Well, I believe in exactly what you were saying, both of you. 2025, I think we'll look back at 2025, and I think that there was several different shifts that happened to our industry.
Yep.
And you see a lot of positioning. First of all, you know, inventory is up for the real estate agents. And that's kind of a precursor to a market change. But what we saw is a lot of consolidation in the mortgage side. We saw more people leave the industry. And I think that what they're positioning themselves for is this idea of the race to the consumer. So there's a law that was passed, and it will go into effect, I believe, in April, somewhere around April. Don't quote me, but we'll no longer be able to do trigger leads.
Yeah, that's going to be a big deal.
What a trigger lead is, for those that don't know, anytime someone runs a mortgage credit report, there is other companies that buy that information from the bureaus. So let's say Liz goes and is buying a house. Her loan officer runs a credit report. It immediately gets downloaded into these reports. And all of these companies out there have huge phone centers where people are picking up the phone, calling them, hey, we see that you're buying a house. We'd like to, you know, beat that price. We'd like to steal you from the loan officer that's working with you. That is going away. And so now what we've seen is these big wholesalers, big lenders are starting to say, well, wait a minute, if we're not going to be able to get clients that way, what we're going to do is we're going to buy servicers, more servicing. And so Rocket, I don't know, what was it, 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago, they buy Mr. Cooper. Now, Mr. Cooper's a funny name but they're a huge servicing portfolio. And so now Rocket has this huge amounts of servicing. I don't know how many, 1 out of every 10 mortgages in the United States, they have their finger on. They can reach out to those clients. Then you see, you know, United Wholesale, they buy, what was it, Two Harbors or something like that, puts them in the top 10 servicers. And so we see all of this jockeying around, because we do feel that next year will be a better year. We'll see slightly better interest rates. They're not, no one's predicting 3% or
Do you really
2%.
think we'll see better interest rates? My husband was talking about that. We were having a conversation about that yesterday. He's kind of my pulse, because I try not to watch the news because there's so much negativity associated with it. But also we have to stay, you know, we have to know what's going on. But when COVID happened, I told him, I'm like, okay, I can't deal with all the chaos on the news. So I'm going to come to you every day. I need you to give me a 1-word answer on my market, on the interest rate market, good, bad, or fair. That's all I need to know, because I can't control it, right? So it took away the anxiety and like the whole, so I still do that. And so I said, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen with rates? He's like, honestly, I see them either staying the same or ticking up. I'm like, oh. And then he gave me a spiel Sometimes he goes a little off path. I'm like, okay, I just said one word, right? But he gives me enough.
This is the guy that doesn't have AI. You trust him?
Oh, I trust him with my money.
Well, and here's what I think when I say that we're going to have a better year. The Mortgage Bankers Association is saying, well, we'll probably see about a 15% increase in right. production. I don't think that we're going to see interest rates, tank. Yeah. I think that what we'll see is slight improvements from here. Not huge, but slight improvements. But every little improvement also takes us further and further away from when people remember 3% interest rates. And this pent-up demand, because there's a lot of people that have sat on the fence for years now going, interest rates are going to get better. Yeah. Interest rates are going to get better. I'm going to stay in this house for just a little bit longer. Yeah. But the normal cycle of reasons why people sell their house and move, whether it be I'm downsizing, I'm moving to a better school system, I'm retiring and want to get out of California, or all of those reasons have been put off for 3 years. And so there's this wave that I believe will eventually happen regardless of interest rates. That's regardless of, just hit the nail of what they are. But if you get just this slight bit of improvement, and it doesn't have to be a big improvement. Yeah. It could go from 6 1/4 to 6 1/8, and people are going, okay, here we go.
Okay, so let me. So I got a referral, and this will add to your conversation and tell me what you guys are seeing. So I got a referral from credit union, and I called her the day before New Year's, and I said, hey, he came back around. We can do this now. I want to thank you. She's always referring me, and she's always like, one of these days, one will work out. Well, this one's going to work out. So I left her a voicemail. She called me back, and we chatted for probably a good half hour, 45. And she goes, for the last few years, people weren't wanting to give up that low interest rate, but everybody's looking for money, right? So HELOCs, that's been the trend for the last couple of years. She goes, you know what I'm seeing now, which we knew was going to happen. They're taking that first, combining the HELOC because now they need to refinance that loan. And it just kind of keeps everything turning. But at the same time, I don't think that's a good sign of where we are economically and what people are doing with debt and where it's at. So, I mean, are you guys starting to see that now? Because it's been since COVID that it's been 5 years since rates were low.
We've seen an increase in our refinance production. Yeah. Ever slightly. Yeah. We actually just had our best month was December for 2025.